Yeah, online.
Fine. Online means we'll also join. We'll
Yeah,
also join.
otherwise Sridevi Mataji will kill me.
Yeah, Prabhuji.
Otherwise Sridevi Mataji will kill me.
Ayo, no, Prabhuji. No, it's our pleasure also to hear,
Yeah,
no? So online means we can also hear.
yeah. Okay, let's start. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskrityam Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayamudhirayate Nashtaprayeshu Abhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavate Uttamasloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naishtaki Mukam karoti vachalam pangum langayate girim yatkripatamaham vande Shri Gurum Dinatarinam Chaitanyamishwaram Om Ajnanatimirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurum Militam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha Namavo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Pristhaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namine नमस्ते सरस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणी निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशतारिणी जय श्री कृष्णा चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासदि गौर भक्त वृंद हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे Hare Krishna, Om Tassat, Hare Krishna. So, missed all of your association for almost 10 days. Sorry for that and apologize. So, we'll continue our reading Bhagavatam, the wonderful activity for a human life to read Bhagavatam. So, which sloka today? 5, right?
4, I think.
4, huh?
4, Prabhuji.
Okay. Who is reading 4?
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji, it's myself.
Please go ahead.
Canto 1, Chapter 10, Text 4. Hare Krishna. Kamam Vavarsha Parjanyah Sarvakama Dugamahi Shishishtusma Vrajan Gavaha Prayasa Udasvatiha Moda. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. During the reign of Maharaja Yudhishthira, the clouds showered all the water that people needed, and the earth produced all the necessities of man in profusion. Due to its fatty milk bag and cheerful attitude, the cow used to moisten the grazing ground with milk. Purport. The basic principle of economic development is centered on land and cows. The necessities of human society are food, grains, fruits, milk, minerals, clothing, wood, etc. One requires all these items to fulfill the material needs of the body. Certainly, one does not require flesh and fish or iron tools and machinery. During the regime of Maharaja Yudhishthira, all over the world, there were regulated rainfalls. Rainfalls are not in the control of the human being. The heavenly king of Indradeva is the controller of rains, and he is the servant of the Lord. When the Lord is obeyed by the king and the people under the king's administration, there are regulated rains from the horizon, and these rains are the cause of all varieties of production on the land. Not only do regulated rains help ample production of grains and fruits, but when they combine with astronomical influences, there is ample production of valuable stones and pearls. Grains and vegetables can sumptuously feed a man and animals, and a fatty cow delivers enough milk to supply a man sumptuously with vigor and vitality. If there is enough milk, enough grains, enough fruit, enough cotton, enough silk, and enough jewels, then why do the people need cinemas, house of prostitution, slaughterhouses, etc.? What is the need of an artificial, luxurious life of cinema, cars, radio, flesh, and hotels? Has this civilization produced anything but quarreling individually and nationally? Has this civilization enhanced the cause of equality and fraternity by sending thousands of men into hellish factory and the war fields at the whims of a particular man? It is said that they here that the cows used to moisten the pasturing land with milk because their milk bags were fatty and the animals were joyful. Do they not require, therefore, proper protection for a joyful life by being fed with a sufficient quantity of grass in the field? Why should men kill cows for their selfish purposes? Why would man not be satisfied with grain, fruits, and milk, which combined together can produce hundreds and thousands of palatable dishes? Why are there slaughterhouses all over the world to kill innocent animals? Maharaj Parikshit, grandson of Maharaja Yudhishthira, while touring his vast kingdom, saw a black man attempting to kill a cow. The king at once arrested the butcher and classified him sufficiently, chastised him sufficiently. Should not a king or executive head protect the lives of the poor animals who are unable to defend themselves? In this humanity, is this humanity? Are not the animals of a country's citizens also? Then why are they allowed to be butchered in organized slaughterhouses? Are the signs of equality, fraternity, and non-violence? Therefore, in contrast with the modern advanced civilized form of government, an autocracy like Maharaja Yudhishthira is by far superior to a so-called democracy in which animals are killed and a man less than an animal is allowed to cast votes for all another less than animal man. We are all creatures of material nature. In the Bhagavad Gita, it is said that the Lord Himself is the seed giving Father, and material nature is the mother of all living beings in all shapes. Thus, Mother Material nature has enough foodstuff both for animals and for men by the grace of the Father Almighty, Sri Krishna. The human being is the elder brother of all the other living beings. He is endowed with intelligence more
Hare
powerful than
Krishna.
animals for realizing the course of nature and the indications of the Almighty Father. Human civilization should depend on the production of material nature without artificially attempting economic development to turn the world into a chaos of artificial greed and power only for the purpose of artificial luxuries and sense gratification. This is but the life of dogs and hogs. Hare Krishna.
Hare Hare Krishna. Think internet got disconnected, no? Hare Krishna. Able to hear now?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Yes, Prabhuji.
Sorry, I got disconnected. Finish reading, Amataji.
Yes, Prabhuji.
Oh, sorry. Okay. Okay. So the chapter 10, Lord is heard from Bhishmadev. Now he is departing towards Dwaraka. So that's the title. So in this verse, how nature and cows were supporting Yudhishthira Maharaj. That explanation given. Very nice purport Srila Prabhupada has written here. So during the reign of Maharaj Yudhishthira, clouds showered all the water that people needed. So, and earth produced all the necessities in profusion. Due to its fatty milk bag, cheerful attitude, the cows used to moisture the grazing ground with all milk. So, just because king is good, everything is taken care. So, it all depends on the ruler. The ruler is Again, sorry, able to hear me now?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Now we can hear you, Prabhuji, but just
This-
before, no,
Yeah.
your voice did not come out.
Hmm. So what I was saying that when the kings are good, nature supports everything. Here it's mentioned that because Maharaja Yudhishthira was a great king, pious king, and great devoted king. Because of that, the nature, the clouds produced sufficient rain, and that too, rain in the right time. See, today you may get rain in the wrong time. That's where so many farmers are suffering. They get rain at the harvest time, or they don't get rain at the required time. So that's how the nature works. Plus, how the cows produced fatty milk, so that even not just for consumption, it's a grazing ground. Moisture is a grazing ground. That's the kind of the quantity of the milk they give. That's the number of cows. We all know, reading Damodar Leela, we know that Nanda Maharaj had 9 lakh cows. You can imagine how many cows were there in Vrindavan. It's not only that Vrindavan, I'm talking about even other part of India, the villages. The sufficient number of cows which produced sufficient milk, sufficient cow dung, so that the fertilizer for the agriculture, and everything is taken care. That's how the nature works. That's why Prabhupada says that simple living, high thinking. Simple living means a piece of land and 1 or 2 cows, enough. One family easily can live. That's all required. But somehow we are moved away from the village. We have come to the city, and we are being now trapped. It's very difficult for us to go back, and very difficult for us to survive here also. That's the situation now. So in the purport, Srila Prabhupada says that the economic development centered around land and cows. So there is nothing else. No factories, no the big the mining, nothing required. Just simple agriculture and cows. Because what else we need? We need 3 times food and shelter. That's it. And that can be produced by the land and the cows. So Prabhupada says that certainly one does not require flesh and fish or iron tools or machinery. So no slaughterhouse required, no meat eating required, because killing another animal is another living entity is sinful activity. Because Krishna himself says, Aham bija pida pradha. He says, I am the seed giving father for every living entity. It just doesn't say that human. Everybody is my children. That's what Krishna says. So in that case, everybody is our brothers, sisters. Then what right to have kill them? So, and each department is managed by a Devata. For example, here rain. Rain is managed by Indradev. Indradev is taking care of that. Similarly, each department is given by some Devatas, and they will take care of that. They take care of it so nicely. There is no corruption. There is nothing. Everything works perfectly, provided human works perfectly. What human has to? Human has to do the sacrifice. When we do sacrifice, yajna for Lord Vishnu and all devatas, they get their food. So sacrifice, wherever proper yajna, havana happens, everything taken, because Agni Dev takes, and every Devi Devata gets their share, so that everybody is happy. Nature is happy, and our cows are happy. Everything's taken care. That's why Prabhupada says that why do the people need cinemas, houses of prostitution, slaughterhouses? Because people are into the materialistic and artificial way of sense gratification. We are into that. Cinemas, Prabhupada writing cinemas and the slaughterhouses and prostitution. Today, people are gone beyond that. Our technology gone beyond that. Now today, YouTube, WhatsApp, and Facebook, these are the most dangerous things. They are most engrossing people. So what China cannot, could not do with the military, they could do through the mobile, the WhatsApp and the internet. people are so engrossed and people are so attached to that. That's why we should be careful on that. So Prabhupada says, do they not require therefore protection for the cows? Cows, because they are also human being, and not the living entity. Cows are our mother. There are 6 mothers in that. Cow is one of them, because other than my own mother's milk, I drink only cow's milk. So that's why cow is my mother, Go Mata. So how should I protect my mother? And why should I have a slaughterhouse for cows? So that's where the nature reacts against that. Wherever cow protection is there, nature supports. Wherever cow killing is there, nature reacts. We can see every part of the world. Wherever war is happening, there is definitely the cow killing is there. So wherever cow protection is there, everything will be taken care. So Prabhupada says, why are there slaughterhouses all over the world kill innocent animal? So as a Sanatana Dharma followers, we should take care of that. Not just protection, not just stopping the slaughterhouse. Indirectly or directly, we should not support also. Many places we may not directly support killing, but indirectly we may support. Example, buying any leather products is also indirectly supporting cow killing, or buying anything from a shop who is selling meat is also indirectly supporting them. So that's where we should be very careful so that the cow protection happens. So Prabhupada is talking about how the Parishit Maharaj, when the Kali Purusha was trying to attack cow, how Parishit Maharaj chastised the Kali Purusha, he immediately arrested, he immediately wanted to kill them. Of course, Kali Purusha surrendered and came out. That's a different story. The point is that when the king is so strict, everything will be taken care. Similarly, we as a practice devotees, we should follow the principles of the Varnashram Dharma, Devi Varnashram Dharma, where the nature and the cows taken care. Finally, Prabhupada says, are these signs of equanimity, fraternity? Yes, when there is no butcher house, when there is no factories, everything will be taken care. We are unnecessary, artificially, we are creating so many things that should be stopped. So otherwise, Prabhupada talks about democracy. Many places, Prabhupada said, our democracy is demon crazy. It's not democracy. Because the rulers are demon, they are crazy. People are voting one demon to another demon. Both are equally demon. Or one blind is voting another blind, because both doesn't have the scriptural understanding. So here, Prabhupada also talks about, as I discussed earlier, so Lord is a seed-giving Father. That means every living entity is our brothers, sisters. Finally, Prabhupada says that, the development and turn into world into chaos, artificial greed, and power only for the purpose of artificial luxuries and sense gratification. So today, if there is any kind of scarcity, is artificially created by the human. Otherwise, there is no scarcity. Lord has given sufficient food for every living entity, the smallest and to the biggest elephant. Everybody gets the food. Because the humans are greedy, we are creating artificial scarcity. There's so many things human is created. It's not nature. So with this, we'll stop. Vishnu Chakra Thakur talks about here Buddha. Yeah, this Buddhaswati means full under, full udders. Yeah, the cow's udder is talking about. Yeah, we'll move on to the next local. Who can read? Sloka number 5. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, I'm reading.
Yeah, please.
Nadhya Samudra Girayaha Savanspati Viruddhaha Falante Osadhayaha Sarvaha Kamam Anvrita Tasya Vai. Translation: the rivers, oceans, hills, mountain, forest, creepers, and active drugs in every season paid their tax quota to the king in profusion. Purport: Since Maharaja Yudhishthira was under the protection of the Ajita, the infallible Lord, and as above mentioned, the properties of the Lord, namely the rivers, ocean, hills, forest, etc., were all pleased, and they used to supply their respective quota of taxes to the king. The secret to success is to take refuge under the protection of the Supreme Lord. Without his sanction, nothing can be possible. To make economic development by our own endeavors on the strength of tools and machinery is not all. The sanction of the Supreme Lord must be there. Otherwise, despite all instrumental arrangements, everything will be unsuccessful. The ultimate cause of success is the Daiva, the Supreme. Kings like Maharaja Yudhishthira knew perfectly well that the king is the agent of the Supreme Lord to look after the welfare of the mass of people. Actually, the state belongs to the Supreme Lord. The rivers, oceans, forests, hills, drugs, etc are not creations of man. They are all creation of the Supreme Lord, and the living beings is allowed to make use of the property of the Lord for the service of Lord. Today's slogan is that everything is for the people, and therefore the government is for the people and by the people. But to produce a new species of humanity at the present moment on the basis of God consciousness and perfection of human life, the ideology of godly communism, the world has to again follow in the footsteps of king like Maharaja Yudhishthira or Parikshit. There is enough of everything by the will of Lord, and we can make proper use of things to live comfortably without enmity between men or animal and man or nature. The control of the Lord is everywhere, and if the Lord is pleased, every part of the nature will be pleased. The river will flow profusely or to fertile the land. The ocean will supply sufficient quantities of minerals, pearls, and jewels. The forest will supply sufficient wood, drugs, and vegetables, and the seasonal changes will effectively help produce fruits and flowers in profuse quantity. The artificial way of living, depending on the factories and tools, can render so called happiness only to a limited number at the cost of millions. Since the energy of the mass of the people is engaged in the factory production, the natural products are being hampered, and for this, mass is unhappy. Without being educated properly, the mass of people are following in the footsteps of the vested interested by exploiting natural reserves, and therefore there is acute computation between individual and nation. There is no control by the trained agent of the Lord. We must look into defects of modern civilization by comparison here, and should follow in the footstep of Maharaja Yudhishthira to cleanse man and wipe out anachronism. Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Prabhupada. Thank
Prabhupada ki jai.
you. Right.
So, continuation of this is rivers, oceans, hills, mountains, forests, creepers, active drugs in every season pay their tax, quota, the king, profusion. Now, all of us are citizens. How many of us are happily giving tax? If they are happy, please put in chat box saying that, yes, I'm happily giving my tax. So, please respond. But here, under Yudhishthira Maharaj, everybody is paid their tax happily because they're taken care. Today, even if you're paying tax, how much you are being taken care? There is no facilities, no infrastructures, and on the top of it, corruptions. So people generally have the kind of opinion that why should I pay tax? Because your tax money is misused. Whereas kings like Yudhishthira Maharaj, your tax money is never misused. They used for the right purpose, the protection of the citizens, and for the protection of elders, protection of brahmanas, protection of women, and protection of cows and children. This is where, and of course, infrastructure and basic, and of course, nature produces everything in abundance. So this is how the real ruler should be. So again, coming back to the same point, when the ruler is God conscious, the ruler is Krishna conscious, majority problem can be solved. But again, the problem with us also, whom are we voting? Are we voting the right person? Of course, somebody may say that, yes, everybody is corrupt or everybody is bad. Yeah, maybe we'll have to select the best out of the worst. If you think that everybody is bad, but not voting is not right. We have to select someone, and someone at least, best out of the worst. But at the same time, we as a practice devotees, we should preach this. We should show our, what do you call, the our protection, that wherever there is something going wrong, we should not keep quiet. We should speak up. We should express our opinion. Then there will be change. And it should, at the same time, we should preach. We should preach as many people as possible. For children, what is the real duty of our citizen? What is the real duty of our nation, and how the people should be taken care? This kind of education should be given. So people should come forward and take the politics. So it's not that everybody should become engineer, doctor, and work like donkeys. There should be somebody should become the politicians, rulers. Somebody should become brahmanas. Somebody become kshatriyas. This is how the society works. But today, everybody wants their kids to become engineer and doctor and work for computers, the software company. And tomorrow there is a big economic problem. Everybody loses a job. No idea what to do. So that is self-dependence is not there. We are dependent on somebody else. Foreign nation, something happens in America, India gets affected because of the dependence on software and things like that. But whereas if you depend on agriculture, depend on a land, this kind of economic problem cannot come. That's why Prabhupada say the secret of success is to take refuge under the protection of Supreme Lord. When we take refuge, we take shelter of Supreme Lord, all this problem can be solved. And Prabhupada says, actually, the state belongs to the Lord. So nothing belongs to me. In other places, Prabhupada writes that the every wealth of the nation belongs to the Brahmanas and Vaishnavas. The Kshatriyas and Vaishyas are only the caretaker. So whenever Brahmana comes and asks something, the Kshatriya should give. Of course, when you say Brahmana, not just by birth, Brahmana who practices. So at the same time, that Brahmana will not keep anything for himself. He will not hoard. If whatever he get that day, if that's it, finished, he will distribute immediately. He will not keep anything for tomorrow. That is the mood of Brahmana. At the same time, whenever Brahmana comes to Kshatriya's place, Kshatriya will give sufficiently to Brahmana, whether gold, cows, or whatever charity, because that property belongs to Vaishnavas, Brahmanas. And because they are the direct servant of Krishna, Prabhupada says that whole the material, actually the state belongs to Supreme Lord. That's how we should be taking care. Prabhupada also says there's enough for everything by the will of the Lord. There's no scarcity. So only scarcity is Krishna consciousness. That's it. Prabhupada many places says that in the whole world, if there is any scarcity, is a Krishna consciousness. No other scarcity. Only the Krishna consciousness, if you spread, everything can be solved. Prabhupada one place said that the whole world should become Krishna conscious. The whole problem can be solved. But how can be done? All of us has to take the effort. We all should preach. We all should spread. We should all teach others, whether kids or neighbors, friends. Now Damodar month is the best opportunity. Request everybody keep a program so that all of us can be educated. What is the purpose of the human life? And how can they, just by simply offering ghee lamp, their unlimited number of lives sins can be eradicated. So it is so simple. Some people may think that, hey, how foolish is that? Just by offering lamp, my sin will be eradicated. Yes, this is what Shastra says, and we should have full faith in that, because all the acharyas accepted it. Sripad Shankaracharya, Sripad Madhvacharya, Sripad Madhva, the Ramanujacharya, Sripad Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and all the disciples, they accepted it. Then why should not I accept it? Simply by accepting it, we can change the world. So it's in our hand. So at least this Damodara month, keep program in our house, call neighbors, friends, let everybody get educated, and in turn request them also keep, so that the Krishna consciousness can be spread as many people as possible. With this, I'll stop here. Devotees can share comments, feedback if any. Please go ahead. You want to go alphabetic? Yes, Ashamate, no, because it's not being used properly. Okay, tax. Ramesh Prabhu says, no way. All taxes systematically swallowed by the politicians. Yes. Okay, good. Okay, so who wants to share? Okay, Asha Mataji, start. Alphabetic order will go.
Prabhuji, takeaway is that we should have complete faith in the Supreme. And what is lacking today is Krishna conscious. So it's our duty to spread Krishna conscious. Is my takeaway.
Yes, thank you, Mataji. Archana Mataji, anything?
No, Prabhuji. Thank you, Prabhuji.
Okay, who else next? Lakshmi Mataji,
No, Prabhuji. Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Murali Prabhu, Mariappan Prabhu,
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
If the ruler is perfect and good everything, and if the ruler is perfect and good, everything is taken care of by nature. Untimely rain ruins the environment and the economy. Simple living and high thinking is the way of our ancestors. No slaughterhouse, no meat eating. Human beings are supposed to be protector of animals. Wherever yanga is performed, where social life is all peaceful. Cows are one of the 6 mothers. Wherever cows are protected, where peace and happiness prevails. Directly or indirectly, we should not cause harm for any of the animals, including cows. Every living identity is our brothers and sisters. This world is self-sufficient with a boon of nature. We no need for any artificial complementary supports. Lord Krishna has adequately equipped with all necessary economical supports and nature support to be independent and self-sufficient. And tax money is being swindled by the politicians and bureaucrats systematically in the present world. No scarcity for economics. Only scarcity is Krishna consciousness that is being felt, including all our devotees, because very handful of devotees are attending even our Bhagavatam class and our regular Bhagavad Gita classes. That itself is a clear indication that how scarcity is prevailing in respect of Krishna consciousness. We must share Krishna consciousness with heart and soul among fellow human beings. Each one preach one, each one teach one is the golden words of our Prabhupada, Srila Prabhupada ji, and we must follow that, Prabhuji. That much I have understood.
Thank you, Prabhuji.
And
Thank
especially in this Damodar month, we must optimum utilize the opportunity and receive the blessings of Lord enormously. Hare Krishna.
you. Thank you, Prabhu. Sumit Prabhu, anything on to add?
So I joined a little late, so I heard half session. So, but what I understood is like Prabhupada always emphasized on the 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 way of living is through the land and the cows. That is the how the economic development should be centered on. So it is based on the necessities. What are our necessities, and those things we are getting, like the food, grains, milk, minerals, cloth, wood, everything we get through land and cows. But the modern day society is more about having factories and just produce goods for consuming goods. So it is more about the center is on for sense gratification. How I can gratify my sense more and more. How much more comfortable life for the body we can make. And this is actually making the people more and more lethargic, more and more lazy. Now the mind is also like difficult to remember something also because everything is in the smartphones. Even the for the way we put this maps and everything. hardly anybody can remember a phone number, I think, because everything is saved. So that much like our just to have some comfort, we are actually like damaging our system as well. So and the concept of communism was there in these days, but Prabhupada rightly said that the communism should be based on everything belong to the God, not everything belong to the state, because ultimately the state also belongs to the God. So based on that principle, if communism is based, then it will actually give right result. Otherwise, it is simply just it will not produce that result for which the leaders are thinking, because they are all thinking on the materialistic platform of everything belong in the state. Yes, Prabhuji, that's all.
Thank you. Thank you. Sridevi Mataji, do you want to add?
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
No, Prabhuji. Mataji.
So because of Maharaja Yudhishthira, he is a very pious king. The natural calamity, natural these clouds showered all the water, and because of the rains help ample production of grains and fruits. So there is no need of flesh and fish, iron tools and machinery. Cows grazed nicely and gave lots of milk. At that time, there was lot of jewels, cotton and silk also. So Srila Prabhupada says, when everything is there, why do we need artificial luxuries like cars, cinema, radio, flesh and hotels? Today's world is exactly opposite to the previous world, in which animals are killed and a man less than an animal casts vote for a man less than an animal man. So, and one more thing is Maharaja Yudhishthira, when he was ruling the kingdom, all the people paid good taxes. They paid taxes very well. And one more thing why the king administration was successful is because Supreme Lord's protection is also there. That's all, Prabhuji. Hare
Thank
Krishna.
you. Thank you. Shruti Mataji, anything to add?
Nothing, Prabhu. Everyone has told. Hare Krishna.
Okay. Varshka Mataji, final touch.
No, nothing, Prabhuji. Thank you for the class.
Okay.
Yeah, Prabhu, I remembered one small
Hmm.
story. I think everybody knows it. That one disciple was there, and the guru told him to do sadhana sitting in one place. So he was a brahmachari, and then some rats are troubling him. Then
Yeah.
he,
Punarbhava Moshika.
yeah, not that
Not that, right?
that one. So he's troubled by the mouse. Somebody
Okay.
recommended you just get a pet cat.
Yeah, yeah.
So he get the pet cat, and then the mouse problem is solved. But then he has to feed the cat. Then he has to get some cow. Then for that cow, he has to take care. Then finally he married or something happened, and then
Yes.
for maintaining all this, he has to do some business, some land and everything. So he got entrapped into that so much. And when the guru came, he said that he's just running a business with his family. Some
Yeah.
kids are there. So guru said, what happens? You are doing sadhana. So this is like how the complexity slowly increase. And if we see like in the in our days as they are passing by, the complexity of life is becoming increased, and the whatever things we are adding in our life, we are thinking, oh, these are the necessary things. Without that, survival is not there, which is not true actually. What Prabhupada said is simple living, high thinking. That should be the thing. But now we are thinking, oh, that kind of life may be not possible for us. That is the real reason for.
Yes.
Prabhuji, I want to add something.
Yes, Mataji.
Every living entity should be treated equally.
Yeah.
And slaughtering of animals directly or indirectly should not be promoted.
Yeah.
And somehow we have to promote this.
Yeah.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
just not somehow. We have to be kind of open and vocal about it. The problem with us that we are thinking, let others speak. Why should I bother? That's the problem. Everybody should be vocal about it. Anyway, so with this, I'll stop here. Pancha kalpatarubhyasya kripa sindhubhyo patitana pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namah. Ananta koti vaishnava vrinda ki jai. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Grantharaj Bhagavatam ki jai. Samaveta Bhakti